I was about to go to bed. I was in the bed, and Crook sent me a Lyrical Murderer. When he sent me that, I was like, oh no, this motherfucker. I got up. I was like, man.
So we talked about like your writing process, you know, for your own albums. Now I was interested in like when you're collaborating, right, on, for example, like with Slaughterhouse. On your video making of Black Savage, you said in the video that you were the guy responsible for other parts of the song, like production wise and everything. So did you also came up with the concepts or sequencing the verses? How does that work in a group when you have 4 guys and you have to make an album, you have to make a project?
It's pretty easy. I mean, after everybody lays everything down, it's kind of like just taking it and just kind of assessing it. Black Savage, I didn't know exactly who I was gonna get on the song. I had different options in my mind. So I got Sci-Hi's verse first, and then I got T.I.'s verse, and immediately I knew that T.I.'s verse needed to be last because he laid back and attacked it. And Sci-Hi's verse was really neat and really strong. And I just felt like just putting it after mine would, you know, it would go up like that. And with T.I., I had to pretty much make the beat around his verse, drum wise. You know, I had to change the drum pattern a little bit to fit his verse a little bit more because he kind of laid back with it, and I had to pull out a lot of music and kind of like roll out the red carpet for him because number one, that's King Tip, and then number two, he was giving me the laid back flow, and he was dropping a lot of grooves in there, and I didn't want any of those to kind of go by people's heads. So I wanted to do each line justice, you know, so certain lines, you know, things needed to come out in order for the line to pop out. And I just wanted the song to come to some sort of threshold after that verse anyway. So it ended up working out.
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite songs. Like that's an anthem. That's an anthem.
Thank you,
an anthem. Dope sample. I saw the little behind the beats you did. Dope sample. Yeah, it's dope. But yeah, so with Slaughterhouse, like how did it work? Like how do you come up? Like for example, a song I really like, because I like songs that are emotional songs and personal songs, like Goodbye. Like you're not on that song, right? So how do you guys decide? Okay, we're gonna make a song about our losses, and who's gonna be on that record?
Yeah, Joe. I think Joe rapped on that song first. I think at that time we were looking for Joe to kind of be drawn to something and start a song off. And I think Joe Crooked and Joel, they kind of start tossing around the idea of how they all were going to approach it, and they laid their verse, and I didn't move fast enough on it. So when they laid their verses, it was like shit. I listened to it and was like, shit, this is beautiful. This is done. You know what I mean? So sometimes you just miss out like that, you know, like Hammer Dance. I missed out on Hammer Dance. I missed out on, I spent so much time working on my life that I didn't get a chance to really write one of the main 16s on it. You know what I mean? So sometimes it just happens like that when you're wearing, you know, multiple hats.
And one thing I notice a lot, and when you're featuring on some songs, like your verse goes first a lot of the time. Like, why is that?
It's usually just because I started that song. Either I came to the table with that beat, or I was just done writing first, and I just went in the booth and started it. You know, it's usually that simple. A lot of the stuff on the first album, most of it was me starting ideas and sending them over to Crooked, and then Crooked toe tagging them, sending them back to me. And then me and him flew out to New York to meet Joe and Joel and just played them all of these ideas we started, and they just went and filled verses in. That's how we were able to do the first album so fast. We did it in like a week. We did it in like 5 days because it was just us establishing a sound, you know, and that's basically how the Slaughterhouse sound was birthed. It just sort of happened that way, you know. It wasn't like we had a meeting and somebody was like, yo, Royce, you should start the songs or something like that. It just kind of happened. Crook sent me, I was about to go to bed. I was in the bed and Crook sent me a Lyrical Murderer. He sent me Lyrical Murderer. And I almost didn't listen to it that night. Some told me to listen to it, and I turned it on and listened to his verse. Niggas better pray to the lyrical Lord that I fall off like an umbilical cord when I envelop the more. This is how we kill a record with a triple layer, triple syllable sword. All of that shit he was doing on there, man. I mean, he got me out of bed. He got me out of bed. Like he lit a fire under me, because up until he did that, like I mean, I was ready, but I wasn't like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the studio and we're gonna do this Slaughterhouse thing. It was like when he sent me that, I was like, oh no, this motherfucker. I got up, I was like, man. I went to the studio and I did Lyrical Murderer. I did Microphone. I did The One. And I did Cut You Loose. And then the next day was, what did we do that next day? I know when we went out to New York, Joel had Pray waiting for us to do. Sound Off I did Sound Off I did the first day in New York. Sound Off I did that day because I felt like we needed an intro. And then I'm forgetting something. Oh, Denies. Mr. Porter sent us the Pharaoh Munch joint with Pharaoh on the hook. Mr. Porter sent that to us when we were out there. Yeah, and that was pretty much, I think that's the album.
Yo, what's good? I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll be releasing more clips of my interview with Royce the 5'9", so make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to get notified for new clips. But in the meantime, if you're new to my channel, I do lyrical breakdown of rap songs, mostly Eminem, but other artists as well, so please check out my other videos. Thanks, it's been real.